flashcarding style sheet. Okay, so tell me what is the use of CSS? Why we need a CSS in a web page? Why we need CSS in web page? Tell me.
To attract user.
To attract user. Okay. Elaborate.
To design website.
To design website, we need a HTML. No, the structure of website can be designed by the HTML only. In the HTML also, we can change the font color. Why we need CSS to change the font color or background color?
To
Sir,
define
it
the
adds additional beauty.
to define the style of a web page.
To define the style of the web page. Okay, somewhat. Okay, 60% is correct. Give your answers. It's completely optional. Okay. So generally, CSS describes, okay, if you have a one HTML element in the web page, okay, for example, you are having a H1, okay, H1 tag, which is a heading tag, and okay, CSS tells the HTML H1 tag how it can be displayed on the screen, okay, how it can be displayed, and you can add the different styles, you can add the animations, okay. So to create the user interface, okay, so we not only need a structure, we need some styles to create a user interface. Okay, so in HTML also we can change the font color, we can change the background color, okay, we can change the height and width of something. But why we need a CSS rather than a HTML means, okay, in CSS we have a lot of designing options. Okay, we have a lot of designing options. Okay, in the HTML, okay, you can change the font color, you can change the size of the font, and you can change the style of the font. Okay, only these three things you can do for the font. Okay, if you want to change the background color, you can use some attribute like bg color, or you can use something like background. Okay, so there are very limited styles in the HTML. Okay, there is, I mean, in HTML also we can create some styles, but it is a very limited. That's why, okay, we need some elaborate concepts, we need some advanced concepts to define the styles, okay, to design the some web page attractively, okay, as per Ganesh said. Okay, so to attract the user attention, okay, we need to add some styles, no, we need to add some styles. Okay, so that style can be anything, you can add the animations, you can add the any movement, you can add multi colors, okay, you can add anything, that's your complete choice. Okay, so here by using the CSS, okay, by using the CSS, we can decorate the structure of the web page. We can decorate the structure of the web page. HTML builds the structure of the website, and okay, to decorate that particular structure, we need a CSS. Okay, to decorate that particular structure, we need a CSS. Okay, so here we can learn CSS 3. CSS third version. Actually, we are learning HTML5, and now we are learning CSS 3. Okay, in CSS3 there is lot of advancement is there. Okay, you have to use some, I mean, whenever you're using animations, okay, you have to write a very little code. But in the CSS2 or in any other version of CSS, we have to add a lot of code for to perform the animations, and there is no SCSS concepts are there. But here we have the SCSS concepts also. There is lot of advancements in the CSS as well. Okay, so today, okay, I'll try to complete the major concepts of CSS. The major concepts of CSS, that is font styles, font CSS, fonts, backgrounds, okay, margin, one of the important, padding, which is also very important, border, and pseudo classes, and pseudo classes, I forgot, pseudo elements, pseudo classes and pseudo elements, and also we can learn about the basic animation. Okay, we can learn all these things if okay today. Okay, so these are the major concepts of CSS generally. Okay, in the meanwhile, if I want to add anything, I can add. But these are the major concepts: CSS fonts, backgrounds, margin, padding, border, pseudo classes and elements, and basic animation. Okay, I think these are the major concepts of CSS, and we can learn these things now. Okay, which is very very important. So today is somewhat hectic day, I think so, because we have to discuss a lot of things. Okay, so let's start with CSS fonts. So before learning CSS fonts, okay, before learning CSS fonts, if you have any HTML page, okay, if you have any HTML page, if you want to change the style of the text, okay, just give me a moment. Hmm, what is okay? Sorry. Okay, I'm asking about if you have a HTML web page, okay, you want to change the style and color of the font. How to change the style and color of the font? Do you know that? Actually, we are having index.html here, no? Edit with notepad plus plus. Okay, so this is a basic HTML, and I'm removing the CSS from that, and now you can see okay an empty HTML where there is no need of, I mean, there is no styles, okay, because we don't have any style sheet now. Okay, now I want to change the font color. I want to change the font color of Bhaskaracharya, okay, to red color. Okay, I want to change the font color of this Bhaskaracharya to red color. How to do that? Do you know how to do it in HTML? How to change the font color in HTML?
Using font tags, sir.
Very good. Using font tag, we can do three things. One is we can change the color, we can change the style, and we can change the size also. Okay. So here we can write a font tag. Within the font tag, we can mention the okay, we can mention the Bhaskaracharya. Now here you can write the color red. That's it. You are done. Now you can refresh the page. We got Bhaskaracharya in red color. Okay. And if you want to change the, you can change the style by using font face. I think so. Face. Okay. Font face. Uh, face some like Verdana. Okay. Okay, the style is changed. You can see the style. Okay, if you want to change something, Comic Sans MS. Yes, these are the different font, font types. I think we have chiller also. Yeah, this is chiller. You can see the changes in the style of the text, right? Okay, you can change the style of the text by using face attribute. And also you can mention the size attribute as well to increase or decrease the size. Here you can mention the positive values and negative values. Positive for to increase the size, negative for to decrease the size. Okay, basically I am mentioning some positive value. Now you can see okay, Bhaskaracharya increased. If I mention okay minus value, okay, let's see, if I mention 10, okay, this is the 10. If I mention minus 10, size will be like this. Okay, so minus 5, let's use minus 5. Okay, I think 0, 0 will be the default, I think so. 10. Okay, so positive values and negative values working for it. Positive value to increase the font, or negative value to decrease the font. Okay, now if I want to change the font to 30 size, okay, now you can see there is no change in the 30. Okay, so okay, if you want to increase it to 40, or if you want to increase it to 50, you have to do it in CSS, not in this size attribute. Okay, you want to add some shadow to the text. Okay, we can add by using the CSS. Okay, you can add anything, okay, to the font color or font style, font size, font wrap. Oh, there is a lot of options in the font tab. Okay, so here by using the font tag in HTML, you can perform only three things. Okay, which is color, face, size. But okay, by using the font properties in CSS, we can, I think so, we can add 10 different things. Okay, we can add 10 different properties of a font tag. Okay, we can mention 10 different properties for the font in CSS. Okay, so here the context is by using the HTML styles, we can perform only very little CSS, but by using the proper CSS properties, we can add more styles to the font. We can add more styles. Okay, as of now I'm mentioning something. Yes, this is what. Okay, now we have to learn how to add the CSS, how many types of CSS are available in in web designing. Okay, so we can learn the basics, then we can learn the font properties. Okay, first of all we have to understand how many types of CSS are available. Okay, do you know how many types of CSS are available? Types of CSS, anybody? you know so we have three types of CSS. That means, okay, if you want to add CSS to the web page, you can add CSS in three different ways. Okay, the first one, any guess? What are the three different types of CSS? First one is internal CSS. Okay, external CSS. Okay, the third one is inline CSS. Okay, internal, external, inline CSS. Okay, first of all we have to know what are these three things. Okay, what are these things? Okay, so first of all, internal style sheet, internal CSS. Okay, what is meant by internal CSS? Okay, let me explain. So internal CSS is the most common way to write the CSS to any HTML web page. Most common way to write the CSS. Okay, so if you want to apply CSS to one web page, if you want to apply CSS to one web page, okay, in the body of the sorry in the body of the HTML we have two things, right? Head tag and body tag. So there, within the head tag, okay, within tag, okay, you have to use the style tags. Okay, within the header tag you have to write the style tag. Okay, this is a basic, okay, I know basic way to write the CSS, internal CSS, one of the most used CSS in the history. Now the third one, sorry, the second one, external CSS. Okay, external CSS. Okay, so do you know what is meant by external CSS? External, that means a separate.
Yes,
Internal
sir.
means
We need an extra class for style.css.
hmm, extras. External CSS means we need an extra file. Okay, we have to create a separate file with the name of .css. Okay, you can mention anything, not only a style.css, you can mention divya.css, basket.css, anything. Okay, but you have to create a separate .css file, separate CSS file, and to, I mean, okay, that separate CSS file has to link with HTML page. We have to link separate CSS file with HTML page, then only, okay, it can work, it can apply. Okay, so this kind of CSS is known as the external CSS. Okay, so coming to the inline CSS, this is the easiest way. Okay, the most easiest way to write the CSS is inline CSS. Okay, in HTML opening tag, in HTML opening tag, okay, you have to use the style attribute. Okay, you have to use the style attribute in HTML opening tag. In the style attribute, you can write the different CSS properties to change something. Okay, to change something. Okay, so these are the three different types of CSS are available. Okay, internal CSS, external CSS, inline CSS. Okay, now we discussed these things. Now we can work on these things. First of all, I want to go to the inline CSS. Okay, we can learn about inline CSS. Okay, so inline CSS means in the opening tag of any HTML tag, okay, we have to write the style attribute. Within the style attribute, we have to write the CSS properties. Okay, so now you can see. So generally, mm, okay, so this is the basically H1 tag, right? This is the basically H1 tag. Okay, so here in this particular here in this particular opening tag, okay, this is the opening tag of HTML. H1, opening tag of H1. So here I am writing, okay, style attribute. I am writing the style attribute here. Within this particular style attribute, we have to change the colors. We have to apply the properties. Okay, now I mentioned color blue to the H1 tag. Now you can see we will get blue color to the H1. Okay, so this is the inline CSS ma. Within the line, okay, within the HTML line only we are applying CSS. That's why it is known as the inline CSS. Okay, in the opening tag of HTML tag, you have to write the style attribute. Within the style attribute, we have to write the CSS properties. Okay, the easiest way to create the styles for any tag. Okay, is this okay? Understood? Inline CSS. Within the line only, we are writing the CSS. Na? Within the HTML line only, we are writing the CSS properties, so called inline CSS. Okay, guys, is this clear? Inline
Yes, sir.
CSS. Okay. Any doubts in the inline CSS? You can
No,
apply for anything. Okay, so you want to change the color of, I mean, color of the H1, I mean, anchor tag home. Okay, so you can mention the color as red, and you want to increase the font size 20 pixel. Okay, you want to change the font family also. Okay, that is like chiller you want. Okay, now you can see we are writing list of properties within the, okay, home tag. Now you can see how the home will be. You can see home. uh, you can increase the font size if you want. See, this is the styles. Okay, internal, sorry, inline CSS. Okay, within the anchor tag of, within the anchor tag only we are writing the different styles. Okay, if you want to change the style of the, you know, text, you can change it to Vardhana. Okay, something like Times New Roman. Okay, so we have so many types. Calibri, I think. The spelling of the Calibri is wrong. I think so. Okay, single L. Calibri. Yeah, this is Calibri. Okay, you can create any type of styles as you want, but all you have to do is you have to open the okay this one. You have to open the style attribute in the opening tag of HTML. Within the style attribute, you have to write the all the properties of CSS. You can write any number of properties, but it will be confusing, no? It will be confusion, no? So that's why okay, writing the HTML and CSS at same place, okay, will get confused for sure. That's why we have other types of CSS, which is the internal CSS and external CSS. Okay, so writing the HTML and CSS at a same line, okay, in the same line, will definitely get confused. That's why we can add styles in the separate place. Okay, separate place. Now I want to add the styles in the separate place known as the internal style sheet. I want to work with internal style sheet. Okay, so how to do that? And we can do that by using some tags. Remove all the CSS that you have mentioned. Okay, now I want to work with internal style sheet. Okay, how can I work with internal style sheet, ma? Internal CSS. How to work with internal
That
CSS? Hmm?
Using style tag in
Yeah,
head.
yeah, by using the style tag within the head tag. So here, this is the head tag now. Here you have to write the style tags. Okay, style tags. Within the style tag, you have to write the all the styles. Okay, for example, I want to apply the styles for H1 tag. Okay, I'm applying the style here. Okay, you have to write the CSS in block wise. Okay, color will be in red. Okay, what can I say? Font family. Okay, family is Verdhana or something else. Okay, I want to apply some text shadow as well. Okay, 2 pixel black. Okay, so red, we are having the red color, no? Red color with the black shadow will be good, right? So now you can see the styles. This is the style. Okay, so if you want to change the okay all the content in the uppercase, you can mention like a text transform uppercase, I think so. Okay, now everything will be in uppercase, you can see. Okay, or you can mention capitalize sentence case. Capitalize means sentence case. Okay, yeah, I mean the first letter of every word will be in capital. Or if you want to display in lowercase, you can mention in lowercase as well. Okay, you can do anything, man. You can do any damn thing. Okay. Mm, yeah, that's it. Okay, this is the simplest way. I mean, most used way, I can say. Okay, internal CS is the most used way to apply the CSS. Okay, color blue. All the text, all the H1 tag, I mean, all the anchor tags will be in blue color now. Okay, save this. Sorry, save this. Now refresh this. Okay, all the anchor tags in blue color. I want to remove the underline also. How to remove the underline? I think so, texture decoration. Okay, by using texture decoration we can remove the underline. None. Okay, I want to add some background color to the to the anchor tags. For example, I want to use yellow color. Okay, and I will add some styles to this. 0 pixel everywhere, you can see. Okay, and I want to add some padding also. Padding 10 pixel everywhere. Okay, now I want to create in a one particular buttons. Okay, I want to feel like a buttons. Okay, so here I can use some uh, CSS property called border radius to get the rounded edges. Now you can see. how we are creating the buttons. You can see, no? So actually, in the previous, before applying the CSS, these things, so home, videos, contact, looks like a some anchor tags, some links. But now it is looking like a some buttons. Okay, we can change to something like this. Okay, so like this, you can add all the CSS properties. I will explain what is the margin, what is the padding, what is the border radius, and all properties. Don't worry. Okay, but as of now, better to understand the structure, how we are applying CSS to one HTML element. Okay, is this clear for everyone? Internal style sheet. Within the head tag, we have to write the style tag. Within the style tag, we have to create the different blocks with the CSS, and you have to apply the different blocks for the different elements. Okay, I'm applying this block of code to a anchor tag. Okay, if you want to apply this block of code to h1, you can apply, and if you want to apply this block of thing to anchor tag, you can apply. You can see the style of the anchor tag is replaced with h1. Okay, h1 replaced with anchor tag just by changing the selector. Okay, this is the selector. Basically, by changing the selector, okay, it changed everything. By changing the one line, okay, it changes everything. Selectors, we have to use the selectors to apply block of CSS to someone. Okay, so this is the internal CSS. Within the head tag only, we are applying the CSS properties to the body of the HTML. So we can call this style sheet as a internal style sheet. Okay, if you are okay with it, we can go for the third one, external style sheet. Is this okay to everyone, guys? Internal style sheet. Don't think about the properties and all. I will explain those properties. Don't worry about the properties, but understand the structure. Understanding the how we are implementing CSS for one web page, that is important. How we are linking the style sheet and HTML, that is important. Okay, as of now, any doubts? Any doubts in CSS, guys? What can I understand by your silence, man? Is it okay? Internal CSS.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
think
sir.
about the structure only. Don't think about the properties. I will explain the properties later. Okay. What is this background color? What is this margin? What is this padding? I will explain. Don't worry about that. I was there, no? Definitely I'll be there for sure. But understand how we are implementing the CSS. Okay. Okay, I want to do something else. Okay, so writing the CSS code. Okay, for example, okay, assume one situation. I'll give you one situation. Okay, you are a one web developer. Okay, one client asked you to create a web page for their business. Okay, they asked you to create a web page for their business. So they told you you have to create the 100 web pages. Okay, you have to create 100 web pages for their website. Okay, you have to create 100 web pages. Remember this. Web pages, not a website, it's different. You have to create 100 web pages for one website. Okay. Okay, requirement is okay. Now the thing is, okay, they have given some colors. Okay, so all the h1 tags will be in green, all the anchor tags should be looking blue. Okay, all the paragraph should be plain black. Okay, these are the requirement. Okay, that given to you, that given to you. Okay, so you have written the entire, you have developed all the 100 pages with the specifying the requirement. Okay, with the specifying the requirement. Okay, but now they come up with another requirement where h1 should be displayed in red color. Okay, they come up with another thing. Okay, now they're saying, okay, h1 should display as red, not in a green. Okay, how to do that? So you generally, if you are writing a inline css or internal css, you have to go through all the 100 pages, right? You have to go through all the 100 pages that you have created. That is a very hectic task to change, but you have a one solution for this time waste with the name of external css. Okay, so here, okay, for 100 web pages, okay, for 100 different web pages, you can create one style sheet. Okay, you can create one style sheet for 100 web pages. Okay, you can create one style sheet for 100 web pages. If they asked you to change the h1 font color, you can change in the this style sheet. Okay, you can change in this style sheet, and all the 100 pages will affected by the change, right? All the 100 pages will affected by the change. Okay, now you have, okay, saved your time a great manner, because, okay, if you follow internal style sheet or inline style sheet, okay, so you have to change the 100 different web pages. But now by using the external css, okay, by using the external css, you are saving your 99 percentage of work, right? So that's why we need a external css when you are developing a real-time websites, when you are developing a large number of applications, I mean large number of web pages, then you have to follow one global index to create the styles. Okay, you have to create the one style, okay, one css file, and you have to apply that particular css file to the every damn web page that you are creating. Okay, so here the usage of external CSS is very important in real time, not now. Okay, did you got my point? Why we need to use the external CSS? Did you understand why we need that? Right? Why we need external CSS? If you use inline CSS or internal CSS, okay, for small change, you have to go through the 100 different web pages. Okay, but now by using the external css, you are changing only one line in the style sheet, and 100 web pages will be affected with the change. Okay, so to decrease the data duplication, okay, to decrease the data duplication and to increase the quality of the styles, you have to use this, okay, external css. Okay, is this okay, guys? External CSS. Why we need external CSS?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we can create a separate style sheet. Okay, to write all the different styles. You guys, so late today. Okay, now here I am removing the styles. Now there is no content in style tag. Now you can see the output. This is our output. Okay, we don't have any styles in the web page. We don't have any styles in the web page, but still we want to apply some styles. Okay, so to do that, you have to create a new new page. There you have to paste all your code. Okay, you have to paste all your code. Save this code as some baskara.css. Baskara.css. Now we have a one css file. Okay, now this css file can be linked with html. So how to do that? So you can do that by using the header tag only. In the header tag, you have to open the new link tag. Link href equal to so and so. Okay, in the href, you have to specify the css file name. And what is the relation between this .css file and our html file? Okay, it is the style sheet for us. You can mention style sheet in the relation. Now you can see the output. Okay, now you can see the output. Okay, if I change the color of this red to blue in the css, okay, I am changing the color in the css, not in the html, remember. Now it will work. Okay, we don't change anything in the html, but we are changing in the css. Okay, That's why it's working, isn't it? So this is the external CSS. You can apply the same style sheet for 1,000 web pages also. Okay, 1,000 web pages also you can apply the same style. Okay, this is the three types of style sheet that available. Okay, internal, external, you know, um inline. Inline is the most useless thing, while external and internal are the very useful things. Okay, these are the different types of CSS, guys. Now we have to learn about the selectors. CSS selectors. Okay, it's like a MSK Prasad for our Indian team. Okay, do you know who is MSK Prasad? MSK Prasad, I think so. He is the chief selection officer. So he is the responsible to select the people to the Indian cricket team. Okay, and similarly, so here we have the CSS selectors, which is used to apply some styles to the I mean HTML web page. Okay, if you want to apply some styles to the H1 tag, you have to use the H1 tag as a selector. Okay, we have generally we have four types of selectors are available. Okay, I will explain the four types of selectors. Then we can start the font properties and background properties and everything. Okay, selectors. Okay, before starting the selectors, give me 2 minutes. I will be back in 2 minutes. Okay, just revise the content what we are discussing. Okay, sorry. Hmm. So now we have to learn about the selectors. Okay, I already told you what is a selector. Okay, CSS selectors will work as the MSK Prasad. So MSK Prasad is the chief selection officer for our Indian cricket team. So he will select the players for the Indian cricket team, right? So here, okay, we have the list. I mean, we have the different blocks of CSS, right? Here we have the different blocks. I'm creating another block, color red or color green. I thought I can write color green. Okay, and this will be in red. Okay, so we have a different blocks. Mm, we have a different blocks of CSS are available. Okay, we have a three blocks of CSS, right? So even though three blocks of CSS we have, okay, but we don't have any selectors now. Okay, now let's check the, I mean, we already we merged this index.cs, I mean, basket.css with our index.html. I mean, we linked both CSS and HTML here. But even though we are linking, okay, we don't have any styles in the web page because, okay, in CSS we have the different blocks. Okay, in CSS we have the different blocks of CSS, but we didn't specify which block, okay, have to assign to whom. Okay, which block, who, I mean, assign to whom. So to do that, you have to use the selector. You have to use the selector. Okay, so for example, I want to apply this block of CSS to paragraph. Here I have the paragraph, no, to this paragraphs. Okay, I want to apply this particular block. Okay, so I'm applying P here. P stands for paragraph tag. Okay, don't write the tags, guys. Don't write the tags like this. Okay, so you have to mention the tag name only. You have to mention the name of the tag only. Don't write the tag. Okay, so I mentioned it. No, now you can see, which is very horrible. No, okay. So this is a basically paragraph tag. I applied some styles to the paragraph. That's why it's looking like this. Okay, now I want to change to this. Okay, now you can see paragraph tag. Okay, I want to apply, different styles to the paragraph. Now I want to apply this block of code to the paragraph. This, okay. Okay, everything is in green. Okay, any doubt, guys?
So, sir, it will apply all the paragraphs which are present in that particular web page.
Hmm.
But, sir, I don't want to apply to the all of the paragraphs. I want to apply only one paragraph. So, what we do?
So that's why we have a different types of selectors. Okay, we have different types of selectors are there. Okay, which is tag name selector, which is the first one. Tag name selector, class name selector, ID name selector, and universal selector. Okay, we have four types of selectors in CSS. We can apply any of them. Okay, now Priyanshu has one doubt, which is, okay, I mean, I want to have multiple paragraphs. Okay, let me have multiple paragraphs now. Okay, now we are having four paragraphs, right? Okay, now I am having four paragraphs. Even though I am having the four paragraphs, okay, so I am getting the same styles for all the three, I mean, all the four, because I applied P to the, I mean, I applied this block of code to the P. Okay, that's why we are getting this, isn't it? So now I want to see this particular paragraph in red color. I want to see this particular paragraph in blue color. I want to see this particular paragraph in green color, and this will be in some yellow. Okay, red, green, blue, yellow. Oh, what a combination, no? I am great then. Okay, so don't scold me because I have a some weird color combinations with me. Okay, please bear with me for that. Okay, I am very bad at matching the colors. Okay, please don't mind. So here we have the one issue. Okay, if we applied some styles to the paragraph, all the paragraphs is affected with the same styles. Now Priyanshu doesn't want to assign the same styles to the paragraphs. Okay, he wants to see different colors for different paragraphs. So how to do that? So here, okay, we have to select these paragraphs uniquely. Individually we have to select these paragraphs. Okay, how to select individually? So here in the paragraph tag I can write some class name. Okay, class name equal to first. Okay, it can be anything. Class name equal to Priyanshu, it can be anything, Ganesh, anything. Okay, I'm writing it as a first paragraph, so that's why I'm mentioning it a first. Okay, now to apply this first, okay, to apply styles to this particular first class, okay, you have to do something. Whenever you are using the class selector, okay, when you are using the class name to apply the CSS, you have to mention the class name with dot. Okay, now we are having the first, no, so the class name, what is the class name? First, FIRST. here FIRST. Okay, class name is first only. Now let's see what will happen. Not applying. Why? Because we have to mention, we have to inform to the CSS, hey, this first is a not a tag name, this is the class name. Okay, you have to apply this block of code to whom, to whom, okay, who is having the class name as a first. Okay, so here I can mention the dot. Okay, dot first represents, first is the class name, dot represents class. Okay, dot represents class. Okay, so here you can see, now we are having unique style for the first class, because it has some properties inside, because you can see different styles we assigned, color blue, background yellow, so and so. Okay, you want to apply. Okay, second two. Okay, this second paragraph can be designed in red and black. Okay, second. Now here second class we are using, no, so how to do that, how to assign that? So dot second. Okay, so to the second class I want to apply some background color as red, or background color as black. Okay, and color as a red, and I will scare you. Okay, just wait. And font family will be chiller. Okay, so I want to apply some unique styles. Okay, font type and size equal to 30 pixel. Okay, font weight equal to 900. Okay, I'm doing some weird combinations now. You can see. Okay, it will be blast. Ooh. Okay, so this is another paragraph. Okay, we applied some unique styles to the another paragraphs. Okay, the first, this one is a paragraph, this one is also a paragraph, but both are a different classes, both are identified with different classes, so that's why we have a different styles here. Okay, so this is how you need to apply. Now I want to do something else. Now we have the ID name selector. You can mention the ID name also to select individually. ID. Okay, so I'm mentioning the ID third. Okay, I'm mentioning the third. Okay, this third paragraph should be displayed in green color font with white color background. Oh, no, no, no. White color font with green color background. Okay, so I want to display this third paragraph in white color text, green color background. Okay, so to do that, again, we have to write the block of CSS. Okay, so what is the color? White. And what is the background color? Green. Okay. Now I want to use some, font family, font hyphen family like Algerian. I think Algerian. I hope the spelling is correct. Okay. Font size 30 pixel again. Okay, now I want to apply this particular style to the third paragraph. Okay, so can I mention like third, dot third? Okay, now let's see. Okay, third is not working because we mentioned third as the ID, not as a class. You can see. Okay, third as the, we mentioned ID instead of a class, right? So whenever you are using ID to select the elements, you have to write hash instead of the dot. You have to mention the hash. Hash represents the ID value, dot represents the class value. Remember. Okay, now I am mentioning hash third. So in the HTML, I have the ID third. So now it will be display. Oh, you can see, yo, we have the different one, isn't it? Okay, so this is the third paragraph. Okay, guys, is this okay? So we applied, okay, we applied some, paragraph, I mean, tag name selector we worked with, okay, class name selector, ID name selector. Okay, did you spot the difference between these three selectors? Tag name, class name, ID name. Priyanshu, your doubt is solved. or do you have anything new? Any new doubt?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now we
But
applied.
I have another doubt. If I want to apply particular block of CSS code to the different tags or paragraph, then what we do?
Hmm. Okay, very good doubt. Very good. So I want to apply mm, this block of CSS for H1 tag and paragraph also. Okay, so here I can do one thing. So here, okay, I can create a first class with H1 also. Now H1 tag has also has class name as first, and paragraph also has class name as a first. Now both things will display in the same. Now you can see yellow color with blue color font. Okay, you can mention the same class name for multiple people also. Okay, the main difference between the class name and id name is you can apply same class name with different people, but you cannot apply same id with different people. Okay, same people cannot have the same Aadhaar card. Oh, sorry, different people cannot have the same Aadhaar card, right? Okay, so you can mention the class name as similar to the paragraph and h1. Okay, or we could do another thing also. So here H1 tag has a class name like my H1 and paragraph as the first. Now, okay, output will be different for sure. Now you can do the same thing by mentioning the separate thing here. You can mention my H1 in the thing. Okay, dot my H1, sorry. Okay, this particular block of code can be assigned to both first class and also my H1 class. Okay, welcome.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Multiple selectors you can mention for one block also. That's also acceptable. Okay. And guess, wait, please wait. I'm getting important call. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, these are the different selector guys. We worked with tag name. Okay, if you apply a block of CSS to the HTML by using the tag name, okay, then it is the tag name selector. If you apply a block of CSS to the HTML by using the class name, it is a class name selector, then ID name selector. Okay, so HTML tag name selector, ID name selector, and a class name selector. Okay, are you clear with all these three types of selectors? These three: tag name, class name, ID name. Everyone, are you clear with these three selectors? Because in the Angular also you have to use the same type of content. Okay, In the Angular, in the Vue.js or React.js, if you want to apply style, you have to use all these three types of selectors for sure. If you are a front-end developer, you have to remember these three things for rest of your life. There is no alternative to assign the CSS other than these three elements.
Sir, what
So
is the main difference between the tag name, class name, and ID name selectors?
name difference. Okay. So tag name. Okay. Here you can see. So paragraph. P is the tag name. No. P is the tag name selector. P. Okay. If you apply, if you want to apply through the tag name, you can mention just P. Okay. By default, when you mention a one particular selector, by default, browser will consider this as a separate tag. Okay, by default, it has a separate tag. For example, if you mention here first, okay, you forgot to mention the dot in front of the first. Okay, so browser will automatically search for the first as a tag. Okay, it will create, I mean, it will think, okay, so here they wrote the first, no, so this first is a tag, so I have to apply this block of code to the, I mean, first tag. If it is a, if HTML has any first tag, it will apply the content, it will apply this particular block to the that particular first tag. But actually first is not a tag name, first is a class name. So we have to inform to the browser, okay, hey browser, wait, so this first is a not a tag name, this is the class name. So how to inform the browser this as a the class name? So by using the dot symbol, we can inform. Okay. So hey browser, this first is a class name. You can apply this block of CSS to the person who is having first class. Okay. It will apply the CSS, the persons who is having the first class.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Okay. That's the difference. But if you mention here ID, I mean, if you mention here hash, it will think like, okay, first is the ID, so that's why they mentioned hash. Okay, if you forgot to mention the hash symbol, it will think this first is the tag, but actually it is the ID name. So we have to inform the browser it is ID name as by using the hash. Okay, hash represents ID name, dot represents class name. Okay, that is the difference between tag name, class name, ID name.
Sir, can we use first as a tag in HTML file?
Sorry.
Sir, if we forgot to mention has or dot, so
Hmm.
it is create first as a tag. So can we use that tag name in our HTML file?
Yeah, you can use that, but it is not a proper tag, na. You can use that. Okay, first. Okay. First, okay. Now you can see you are having the tile, but this first is not a proper tag. There is no name. There is no first tag in HTML, but you cannot so you cannot use it. But if it is a XML, no, you can create the user defined tags. But in HTML, you cannot create any user defined tags. It will work, but it is not a proper way to do. Okay, so here we have the Kathan. Okay, we got the styles for Kathan as well, but this is not a proper way to do. That's it. Kathan got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so don't create any user defined tags. There is no chance of user defined tags in HTML. Okay, so this is how you have to design the CSS selectors, guys. Okay, I mean, till now we discussed about the types of CSS and selectors in CSS. Okay, which is a very important concept for sure. Because in the Angular, in the React, in the Vue.js, okay, wherever you go, which type of front end you can use, you have to use the same things. Okay, you can use the same selector to apply CSS to HTML. In the Angular also we have to write the HTML. In the React also we have to write the HTML. In the Vue also we have to write the HTML. Okay, we have to apply CSS for the HTML by using the same damn selectors. So to understand the difference between these selectors is very, very important. If you are a front-end developer, you have to use these selectors for the rest of your life. So please practice, please got the difference. If you have any doubt, please ask me now. Okay. See, by using the text color, by using the background color, we can change the entire ambience, right? So this looks cool actually. This looks somewhat cool now. I mean, yellow background with the blue color font. It's a kind of, some cool website. But coming to the black and red, this looks some horror. Okay, this green and white, it looks like some important websites, government organization website will follow green and white color background, especially some romantic people will follow, okay, black and pink color as well. Okay, but don't follow purple, because you know that we have those BTS army, so don't use purple. Okay, so you can use any color. Okay, how many colors one HTML website can support? Do you know how many colors? Anyone? One website can support how many colors? No one. I think I told you, no?
140, sir.
Yes, 140. Okay, one website can contain 140 colors. It will support 140 colors. All the modern browsers will support 140 colors. Okay, so remember that. Hmm. Okay, this is all about the selectors and types of CSS. Okay, now let me go with the properties like font properties and all. Okay, so first of all, I don't want to go with the font properties. I want to go with the background colors and all. Okay, first I'll go with the backgrounds, then I'll go with. Okay, yeah, I forgot to mention the universal, na? Universal selector is also important one. Okay, so if you want to apply some kind of styles to the every web, I mean entire web page. Okay, if you want to apply, some styles to the entire web page. Okay, then you have to use the universal. Universal will apply for every damn element of the web page. Okay, for example, you want to mention one style for the entire web page. So you can do that. Font family, Vardhana. Okay, now you can go. Actually, we mentioned some separate things, no? This Vardhana. Font family Algerian remove. Font family chiller remove this. Okay. Okay, you want to maintain one proper, okay, font for every damn thing. Okay, so that will display in the button. I mean, this star represents universal selector. For example, I will remove all these things. Just give me a moment. Hurry, what happened? Okay, I want to display every element in the web page in red color in red color, and background in the blue color. Oh, red and blue. I think it looks more horrible now. Blue. Now you can see. Oh, no. It is our eyes will be gone if you see this. Green. Green will be peaceful thing. Peaceful one. Okay. So, and if you want to apply some properties, some important properties of CSS for every element in the web page, then you have to work with universal selector. Universal selector can be defined by star. Okay, star represents every element in the web page. Okay, guys, understood? Star means universal. It can apply CSS for every element in the HTML. Okay, whether it is a H1, H2, paragraph, list tag, anything. It can be anything, but it will apply the style. Okay, yeah. So these are the four different selectors that we have in CSS. Now we can discuss the background properties. Backgrounds in CSS. Okay, so we have so many properties in the background. Okay, which is background hyphen color. Okay, if you want to set background image, you can mention background image. You want to set background size. I forgot so many things here. Background attachment, I think so. Background attachment, I'm not sure. Background position as well. Okay, so these are the different things. Okay, so if you want to specify the backgrounds for your web page, you can use these things for the background. Okay, background image. Okay, if you want to set one background image to the entire website, you can set them by using the background hyphen image tag. Okay, so background hyphen size, background hyphen color, all these things you can do. Okay, now let's understand how it can be applied. Okay, we already discussed a background color. Okay, background hyphen color you can use. Okay, for example, H1. Okay, you want to apply this particular style for the H1, so you can get that. Okay, so background hyphen color is the property to change the background of something. Okay, if you want to apply same thing for the paragraph, you can apply to the paragraph. Okay, so this is how you can mention the background color. Okay, background color. Now, okay, for H1, you want to apply some background image, guys. You want to apply some background image to the H1 tag. So how to do that? So here you have to use background hyphen image slash colon URL. Within the URL, you have to mention the you know the background image link. Okay, so all these people are calling me. Then I'm in the class only. Hello. Sorry again, you know, getting lots of calls these days. Okay. So we want to add some background image to the H1, right? We here we have the H1. Okay. So we want to apply some background color to the background image to the H1 tag. Okay, how to do that? So instead of H1, we have the header, right? We have the header, na? So we can apply for the header. Why H1? We can apply for the header. Or okay, I will explain the difference between H1 and header. Okay, just wait. Now, okay, you can do something. Okay, search for some background, some good backgrounds for the H1. Background images for headings. Headings. Okay, some good background image for the heading. So, and we can use anything. Okay. Okay, so this one I want to use this one as my background. Okay, copy this one. Okay, copy image link. Copy image link and paste it here. That's it. You are done. Now you can search. I mean, refresh this. Now we have the heading. Okay, we have the okay H1 tag. So what if we have the another H1 tag here? From Tirupati. H1. Okay. So it will display another background for the H1 again. Okay, we are having the separate H1, no? So that's why it will display another background image for the separate H1. Okay, so it looks some odd, right? It looks some odd. So instead of assigning background for the H1 tags, okay, so we can assign the background for the header, which is the container of the headings. Okay, so here you can assign header to this. Header. Now we can refresh. Yes, we got it. See, completely okay. So head, I mean background, I mean covered with completely, na. So there is no gap in the background. But I mean in the previous, we have the some, you know, there is some gap. There is some line gap between the headings because okay, I mean Bhaskaracharya is the separate heading, Tirupati is the separate heading, H1 tag. So that's why it applied images for the both the things. But here, okay, we are applying the head, I mean background image for the header, which is the container of multiple heading tags. Now you are getting the content. Okay, so this is how you can do. Okay, is everything okay, guys? How we are applying the background image? Is this okay? Background image for the header. But adding the background image only for the header doesn't make any sense to us. Okay, so we have to add the background image for the entire web page, right? We have to add the background image for entire web page. So we have to add the entire, I mean, you have to add the background image for entire website. So how to do that? How to add background for entire web page, ma?
Adding back to background color to body tag.
Yes, very good, Ganesh. Okay, so I'm expecting some different answer. Okay, body is the exact answer that I'm looking for, but most of the people will confuse between the universal selector and body tag. Okay, if you apply this background image to the universal selector, okay, then every content, every HTML tag will have the background image. Now you can see how many different backgrounds we have. Every line of HTML will have one background image because okay, we applied universal selector. Okay, then the use of universal selector means okay, it will apply block of CSS for every HTML element. Okay, so it applied background image for every HTML element. You can see it applied the background HTML, I mean background image for Tirupati, background image for home, videos, contact, paragraphs. Okay, so that's why it is messed up, right? It is messed up. it will apply the okay background image for every element in the HTML. But that's not the one. Okay, we need the background image for the entire website, not for the every element. The entire website is the different, and every element of the web page is different. Okay, you have to know the difference. Okay, so here you can apply the background for body tag. Okay, so because body is the content, body is the container, okay, which is displaying all these contents. So if you add background for your body, it will display. Okay, now you can see actually it makes some sense to us. But here you can see, okay, image is repeating multiple times, right? Okay, this is the one image, this is another image, this is one image, this is another image. Image is image is displaying multiple times, image is repeating, basically I can say, isn't it? So why image is repeating here? Why the image is repeating here? Because okay, you have to know, I mean, you have to know the some statistics here. Okay, the basic width of the one website is 1200 pixel. Guys, remember, one website, okay, how can I say, the width of the one website, okay, that you are designing in the laptop or computer, the basic width of the one website is 1200 pixel. Okay, now you can see, okay, the width of this image is 713 into 260. 260 is the height, 713 is the width. Okay, the basic height, this height will be 1000 pixel for sure, na? Okay, so height will be 1000 pixel, width will be 1200 pixel. But you selected one image where the height is 260 and where the, I mean, the width is 713. 713 is the width, 260 is the height. That's why image is repeating. Okay, compared to the size of the website, image, I mean, size of the image is very, very, very low. That's why image is repeating multiple times. Okay, to avoid these situations, okay, we can do two things, ma. One is okay, better to select the another image which is having 1200 pixel, minimum 1200 pixel. Okay, minimum 1200 pixel, okay, which has the 1200 pixel width and 1000 pixel height. So this is the basic configuration that we need. Okay, basic image size that we need looking for. Okay, so you can select the another image for website. Hey, what run? What are you doing? Okay, sorry. Now I want to, okay, I want to add this particular image as my background. Now you can see, okay, image height is, I mean, width is 1900, height is 1200. Okay, this is what we are looking for. Okay, so copy this image address, paste it here. అరే ఎవడ్రా వీళ్ళందరూ కాల్ చేస్తున్నారు ఈ టైంలో. జస్ట్ నో, ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు లిఫ్ట్ ద కాల్. Okay, so I mentioned the image, background image. Okay, now you can see, now the size of the image is not, okay, not lesser than the website, so that's why it is not repeating anywhere. You can see, not repeating anywhere, but it is repeating here in the down, it is repeating. Okay, but here image is not repeating anywhere. But but you selected the one image. Okay, actually I love this image. Okay, actually I love this image, I want to use this image my background. Okay, okay, and I mention font color as white for all. Now you can see, uh-oh, we have to paste it now. Sorry, yaar. copy image address. Okay, this one is what first one. Okay, you can see you load the image, but you can see image is repeating multiple times. Image is repeating multiple times. You can see the differences. Okay, but you want to use only this image. Okay, which is repeating because of the size, the lesser size. Okay, so you want to sort out this problem. How to sort out the image size problem in the website? Okay, you can sort out this problem. I think so. I can select some better image. No, you're unable to view the difference. Okay, you can use this image, ma. Copy image address because we need to see the difference, na. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, now you can see. Oh, it's not displaying. Okay, now you can see image is repeating multiple times, na. This is one image, this is a new image, this is the new image. You can see image is repeating multiple times, but you want to use this image as your background. Okay, this image as your background. So how to do that? Okay, so you can use the lesser image as your background. Okay, by using some CSS properties, you know. Okay, you can do that by using the background size. First of all, okay, I don't want to use background size. I want to use background repeat. I'm saying that. Okay, so okay, here image is repeating multiple times. No, image is repeating multiple times in the background. So if you want to turn off that multiple image repeating, so you can use the no repeat option. Okay, background repeat icon, no repeat. Okay, if you mention like this, okay, now image is not repeating, but image is very small. Okay, image is not repeating, that's a great one, but image is not displaying perfectly, na. Image not applied for the entire website. Image applied only for the some certain portion of the website. Okay, so here you can mention the background size. Background size. Okay, you can mention the size in pixel, 1200 pixel. Okay, size is increased in your, you can see size is increased, but okay, image size is increased, image is perfectly displaying, but when we are scrolling the web page, no, when we are scrolling the web page, okay, there is no image for this footer content, there is no image for this particular content, right? So this looks some odd, so I want to eliminate this problem also. So here I can use background attachment fixed. Okay, background attachment is fixed. That means okay, the background image will be fixed to the page, but the content will scroll. Now you can see. Okay, even though you are scrolling the web page, only the content is scrolling, not the background image, because background image is fixed to the position. You cannot scroll the background image right now. Okay, you can scroll the only content instead of background image. Okay, this looks some good, right? So this is how you can do that. Okay, guys, are you clear? Background attachment, if you use background attachment, okay, the background image will be the sticky to the point, it will stick to the point, but now you can scroll the content, not the image. Okay, so you can use this image, okay, which is a very small image, but you are using the that image for the entire website. Okay, got it? Got the points? Background repeat, okay, background size, background attachment. Okay, background repeat has so many options like okay, repeat X. Okay, you can mention repeat X. That means okay, if you want to repeat the elements in the x-axis, okay, horizontally you want to repeat the things, then you can do that. Okay, if you want to repeat Y, you can repeat. That means it will, you know, in these situations we have to remove the fixed. Now you can see, okay, image will repeat in the y-axis. Okay, but repeat y, repeat x, no repeat. These things are worst. So better to use only no repeat, and you can eliminate the issue by using the attachment. You can fix the background image to the screen, and now the only content will scroll down, not the background image. Okay, so if you want to fix the background image to the body, then you can use the background attachment to do. Okay, so this is the use of background properties, guys. Is this okay? Any doubts in the background properties? Anybody?
No, sir.
Is it clear, Rahul?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about others? Ketan, Rupa, Ganesha?
Clear, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Clear.
okay then. So then we can move to the some new points. Okay, so we have to discuss the font properties and everything. Font properties, margins. Okay, a lot of content is there. Okay, but margins and padding are very important, guys. Margins, padding, and the display also I can add. Display property, margin property. I mean, so I can say. Hmm, margin, padding, border, and display. Okay, these four things are the heart of CSS. Okay, these four things are very very important. Okay, we can. I mean, I hope we'll complete this in today's class. Okay, so we can discuss the fonts, margin, padding, border, display, and everything. Okay, after coming from the break. Okay, let's have the break for 15 minutes. After coming from the break, we can discuss the remaining things also. Okay, so okay, font properties. Okay, so there are a lot of font properties. I think around 10 or 11. Okay, font properties we have in CSS. Okay, we can discuss them. Okay, so the first property, the font property to change the color of the text. So how to change the color of the text? So color is the property. Okay, to change the font style, font family we have. Okay, font size also we can change. Font weight, that means bold. Okay, if you want to make it a bold, you can mention the font weight. Okay, and also if you want to perform some space. Okay, so I mean, when you write when you are writing the notes, so you will give some space to the before creating the paragraph. Okay, before writing the paragraphs, you will give some space, na. That space is nothing but a indentation. Okay, so to give the indentation, you can mention the text indent. Okay, and also you can mention the text transform. Okay, text to transform is nothing but, okay, if you write anything. Okay, but if you want to convert the letters, so text into the uppercase, lowercase, or capitalization, you can write the text to transform by that. And the text indent to give the enough spaces, I mean enough space before giving, I mean before writing the paragraph. And also uh, text to shadow we have. Okay, and font, I forgot actually, font spacing or text spacing. uh, No, no. We have letter spacing. I think so. Letter spacing. Okay. Letter spacing means the gap between the letters of your word. Okay. And also we have word spacing, the gap between the words of a paragraph. And the line height also we can mention. Line height between the paragraphs. Okay. So these are all the different properties of the font. Okay. I think around 10. Okay, so we can use everything. Okay, you can I mean I can give you the uh, what example for every damn font property. Okay, so let's remove things in the back. I mean CSS. Okay, we have the paragraph, no? So if you want to change the color of the paragraph, okay, so you want to change the text color of the paragraph. Okay, how to change that? You want to change the color of the paragraph, how to change? So I can assign first to this first class, not paragraph. Okay, so better to use the class names instead of ID and paragraph. I mean ID and tag names. Okay, so in CSS, 99.9999 times you have to use the class names. Okay, ID names are the best in JavaScript. Class names are best in CSS. Remember. Okay, so here I want to change the color of the paragraph. How to change the color of the paragraph now? What is the property to change the color of the paragraph?
Color, sir.
Yeah, basic color. Okay, you can do that. I mentioned the color red. Okay, so we are changing the color. Okay, if you want to change the style, you can change the style by using font family. Okay, Comic Sans. Okay, this is the paragraph. Okay, now before starting the paragraph, I want to give some space. Okay, before starting the paragraph, generally we keep giving the spaces, right? So if you want to give that space, okay, you can use the text indent. Okay, somewhere around 30 pixel I want to give. Now you can see this is the gap. Okay, so this is also a paragraph, this is also paragraph, but we have a gap, okay, before starting the paragraph. If you want to increase the gap, you can increase the size 80. Okay, so yeah, you can do the indentation by using the text hyphen indent property. Okay, now I want to give the spaces between the words also. I want to give the spaces between the words also. Okay, so word hyphen spacing is 20 pixel. Okay, see the space between the words are increased. Okay, if you want to decrease, you can mention minus 20. See, okay, all are merged, no? So the space between the paragraph, I mean the space between the words can be designed with word spacing. And if you want to give the spaces, I mean between the letters, you can also do that by using the letter spacing. Now you can see the letters, I mean this is the paragraph actually. Okay, we gave the spaces between the words as well as spaces between the letters. Okay, this is the, you know, you can see. So this is actually, okay, the space between the letters of a word. Okay, if you give the spaces, okay, between the words, and this will be the output, the spaces between the words of the paragraph. Okay, if you mention both, and it will look like this. Okay, so if you want to increase the line height, you can increase the line height by 20 pixel. You can see, mention it as 80 or something. Now you can see the line height. Okay, this is the paragraph. Okay, the line height. Okay, the space between the two lines of a paragraph is increased. Okay, now, mm, okay, we can use the font weight. Font weight. See, okay, those get gold. Okay, if you want to, give the weight option, okay, the weight option must be greater than 700. The default weight of any font in the HTML is 700 pixel. So here you have to mention, so not weight should be is a number. Okay, don't mention pixel or percentage or em to the weight, because it is a number. Okay, weight is not a pixel, right? So if you want to specify the weight of the font, you have to specify the number which is greater than 700. because the basic weight of the any font in HTML is 700. Okay, more than 700 only we have to write, na? Yeah. So that's why I wrote 900. Okay, so these are the different properties. And if you want to add the space, I mean shadow, you can add the shadow. Gray is the better one. Compare it to the black, gray is the better option to create the shadow. Okay, see. Okay, actually we can give the space, I mean we can give the gray, I mean shadows only for the headings. I'll do something else. Okay, and we don't need line height for the heading, word spacing, or I mean left spacing I need. Okay, okay, and we don't need a indentation also for the heading. You can remove the heading out. I mean, now you can see the heading is like this. Okay, remove the some properties in the paragraph, line height and little spacing and all, and make sure you are using some gray, dark gray or gray. Okay, so this is a font and this is a heading. Now you can see how fancy heading it is. No, fancy headings you can create by using this. Okay, so this is the one heading. Okay, so actually it looks more cool now. Okay, if you want to change the font, you can change the font also, and the space between the letters are somewhere very large. So here I can mention 5 pixel instead of 10 pixel for the heading. Okay, yeah, Maskaracharya. Now it looks some good. Okay, so you have to create the cool headings by using the font properties. Okay, if you want to manipulate the text on the screen, you have to use the all these font properties. Okay, please look at the all the font properties. If you want to do anything, please let me know. Shall we add texture transform to the heading? Okay, let me add texture transform to the heading. Uppercase. Uppercase. And you can see complete Java training by Bhaskaracharya. Okay, so this is the text properties, font properties. Okay, guys, I think we used all the font properties. Okay, if you have any doubt, let me know. These are all the different font properties. Okay, now we have to discuss those many things. Okay, but let me know. Okay, do you have any issues in the backgrounds and font color? I mean font properties. Did you understand everything in the backgrounds and font properties?
Sir, when we use percentage.
Okay, very good. Okay. So first of all, you have to know the difference between pixel and percentage. Okay. So actually, I'm using the pixel, na? So I'm using the pixel. Okay. So first of all, before discussing the difference between pixel and percentage, okay, you have to understand one thing. For example, okay, you have a one parent tag called div tag. A parent tag called div tag, and you have a one paragraph in the div tag. Have one paragraph in the div tag. Okay, the size of the div tag is okay 200 pixel. Okay, So the size of the div tag is 200 pixel. Now I want to create, okay, my paragraph with, okay, 50 percentage of the parent. That means, okay, in the, if, okay, div occupying 200 pixel, okay, in that I want to occupy 50 percentage of the div with the paragraph. Okay, 50 percentage. That means, okay, literally we are saying, okay, 100 pixel. Okay, so I mean 50 percentage of 200 is 100 pixel na? Now that means 100 pixel of the div tag, okay, we want to assign for the paragraph. Okay, if you mention 60 percentage of the, okay, 60 percentage for the paragraph, okay, that means you have to occupy 120 pixel of the div tag. Generally when you are going to use the percentage is, okay, when you have a one element which is going to assign, which is going to align based on the parent property. Now div, I mean paragraph, okay, p tag, okay, p tag is the inside of div tag, right? So div tag is 300 pixel. Now you want to assign, or now you want to get, okay, 60 percentage of the div tag to the parent, I mean to the paragraph. You want to assign 60 percentage of the div tag to the paragraph class. Okay, 60 percentage means, okay, that 60 percentage is same, but the size of the div can be changed. Okay, 60, I mean 50 percentage for the entire paragraphs are same, but here the parent property can change. Okay, so you are up, I mean you are reading the 50 percentage now, so I need 300 pixel now. Now you can take the 50 percentage of 300 pixel, that means, I mean 150. Okay, now div will have 150 pixel and paragraph will have 150 pixel. Okay, if you take 400 pixel in the div, that means, okay, 200 pixel for the paragraph, because paragraph is a 50 percentage of the div tag. Okay, so here percentage will depend upon the parent value. Okay, parent tag. Okay, here, okay, div tag is the parent tag of paragraph. That because, okay, paragraph is besides, or paragraph placed inside of the div tag, no? So that's why div tag is working as the parent for paragraph. Okay, Rahul,
Yes, sir. Okay.
got the difference, no?
Yes, sir.
Parent association. You can change the parent value based on that. Okay, paragraph value also change, but 50% is permanent. Okay, but if you change the parent class value, no, child class value also changed. Okay, that's the difference between paragraph and, I mean pixel and percentage, but better to use the pixel instead of the, you know, I mean percentage, because pixel is based on the parent element, but I'm sorry, percentage is based on the parent element, but pixel is the unique one, individual one. But if you use the same thing, okay, with the pixel, no, if you use the same thing for the pixel, okay, so even you are taking the 200, even you are taking the 100, or even you are taking the 500, okay, paragraph will occupy only 50 pixel. Okay, you can take anything, 600, 500, 300, you can change the div, you can increase the size of the div, or you can decrease the size of the div, but at the end of the day it will take around only 50 pixel. Okay, because you are using the pixel which is unique one. Okay, if you use the percentage, no, it will depend upon the parent one. That is the difference between pixel and percentage. Okay, so if you are confused, okay, you need some practice to understand the difference, you know. And I'm also not great front end guy, because I love to build the back end only, but these things I learned when I was a student, you know. When I was a student, I created so many things with the HTML and CSS. A lot of fancy stuff I have created. You know, I'll show it to you at the end of the day. Okay, so these are the different font properties. If you have any doubt, please ask me now. And thanks to Rahul, it's a very good doubt. Very good. Difference between the percentage and the pixel. We have to know that. Selectors, types of CSS. and backgrounds and font properties. Now we have to know the difference. I mean, now we have to learn about margin, margin, padding, board. We can learn these three things at a single shot. Okay. So can I start margin, padding, border, which is very, very important. Guys, actually I'm skipping a lot of, a lot of stuff also. Okay, I'm concentrating on only on major areas. Okay, because if you want to learn everything in the CSS, I think it will take around 10 days to complete the CSS, but we don't have that much of time to learn the complete CSS. Okay, that's why I'm concentrating on only on the major topics. In the HTML also I skipped many things. Okay, I majorly concentrate on the important things in the HTML. That's it. Okay, remember that. I'm not covering completely. I'm covering only the important topics. Okay. So if you are okay, I can continue with margins and padding. Tell me, can I start that? Margin and padding. Margin is very useful. No, margin and paddings both are very useful. Can I do that, or do you have any issues, any doubts? If you are having any doubts, please let me know. Otherwise, we can start. Don't message me. Continue. Okay then. Then let me open the paint to explain the new concept. I want to draw some new diagrams, for I to witness the beauty of CSS. Okay. I want red color. Okay. I am drawing one rectangle, and also now I want to draw another rectangle which is in green color. Okay. Different family colors we can use. Okay. Alright, yaar, what happened? Hmm? Why? Oh, I want to use red color for the first rectangle. Hmm. Okay. Now I want to draw second rectangle with green color. Okay. And with orange, oh no, with the orange I want to create another rectangle. See, okay, lot of rectangles are there, but I'll let you know. Wait. Hmm. This one is important one. Okay. Now here I can use some purple. Content. Hey, hey, this is purple. I don't want to use purple in my life. I can use something else. Yeah, okay. Yellow. Okay. Yellow fellow, that is yellow. Hmm. Okay. So this is the okay box model in CSS. Okay. This is the box model in CSS. Do you know what it is? What it is? What is the use of box model? I'll tell you. Don't worry. So here we have the different color boxes, right? So the red color, the guy who is in red is known as the sides of the web page. The guy who is in red is sides of the web page. Okay. Now I want to write something here. Okay. This is the margin guy. Margin. Okay. And also, and this guy is known as padding. I mean border, I can say border. Border. Okay. And this guy, this space is known as the padding guy. Okay. margin, border, padding, guys. Okay. So here you have to know one thing. So actually, this is the size of web page. That means it is the actual area of the laptop. Okay. Now you have to know the difference between the different elements. That means border and padding and margin. Okay. So here I can write. Okay, the difference between the space between the okay border and content. The space between the border and content is known as the padding. Okay, the space between the border and content is padding. Okay, we already discussed this padding somewhere. Did you remember that? Where we discussed the padding concept.
Table.
Hmm. So when we are discussing cell padding, okay, so we are using the same thing, no? So the difference between the space between the text and cell, okay, border of the cell is known as the cell padding. Here I'm saying that the space between the border and paragraph or a content or anything, it can be image, paragraph, it can be anything. Okay, the space between the content and border is known as the padding. Okay, and the important one, the space between the okay, the space between the okay outer space, I can say it is an outer, no, outer space. Okay, the space between the okay content and sides of the web page. The space between the content and sides of the web page is known as the margin. Okay, what is it? So the space between the okay the area between, I can write the, I can mention area, the area between the content and the sides of the web page is known as the margin. Okay, and the area between the border and the content is known as the padding. Okay, is it clear? I can write something here. Okay, margin is nothing but the area between content, okay, content and sides of the web page is known as margin. Okay, coming to the padding, the area between the content and border is known as padding. Okay, these are the two important things, ma. And here, okay, so margin is also known as the outer space of element. Outer space of any element. Okay, and this padding is known as the what? Inner space of any element or internal space. I can write internal space of the element. Margin is the outer space of any element and padding is the internal space of any element. Okay, so you have to know the difference between the margin and padding right now. So margin can be used for okay alignment purpose. Margin can be used for alignment purpose. Padding is used to give the space for the content. To increase the size of the content, you have to use the padding. Okay, to change the alignment, you have to use the margin. Okay, so generally margin and padding, okay, both are having the the same properties. Like we have four sides, right? So that's why we have the four margins. Okay, that is margin left, margin top, margin bottom or margin right, okay, and margin bottom. Okay, margin bottom. So and also we have the same things, padding left, okay, right, top, bottom. Okay, so we have the same things here. Okay, now first of all let's understand the importance of the margin, guys. Let's understand the importance of the margin. So to do that, I want to open another paint option. Assume this is the web page. This black line is the your website. I mean, not your website, it is your web page. Okay. Now you have the one element which is the 200 pixel size, guys. Okay, this element size is 200 pixel. Okay, the size of this element is 200 pixel. Remember. Okay. Now, okay. So what is the complete width of the website? What is the complete width of the website? As I told you, what is the width of the website?
1200.
Hmm? 1200. Very good. That means, okay, this is the 0 pixel. This one is 1200 pixel. This is the 1200 pixel. From the left to right, it is 1200 pixel. Now we are having the 200 pixel image. Okay, this is the image which is the length of 200 pixel. Okay, which is the length of 200 pixel. Now, okay, you want to place this particular image in the center of the page. Okay, you want to place this image in the center of the page. So how to do that? How to place this image in the center? Generally, okay, if you want to, okay, print this text in the center, you have to give the space at the left. Okay, if you want to move it right, you have to give the spaces on the left, isn't it? Right? So here also the same phenomenon. Okay, if I want to move this image to the right of the screen, okay, what I have to do? I have to move to the right. Right, this is how you have to move. That means we have to give the space on the left side of the element. Okay, to move the one element in right side, you have to move the I mean, you have to give the space on the left side of the element. Okay, left side of the element. Now, okay, I want to place this image is the exact center point of the website. I want to display this image at the exact center point of the website. So where to place? Okay, in which place I have to start? From 400 pixel, 500, 600, 700, where I have to start to place this image in the center point?
400 pixel from all sides, sir.
400 between from, no, I'm not. So here, this is the top. Okay, this is the starting of the web page. Okay, here, okay, that means, here we have the heading. This is the heading. So this is how I want to set the image. Complete Java training is displaying, you can see, right? So here, like this, I want to set the image. I want to set the image exactly at the center point of the screen. How to place? Where to place? What is the exact center point of the page?
Between 500 to 700.
Between 500 to 700. Very good, Ganesha. Generally, exact center point of the screen is 600 pixel. Okay, the normal people can place this image at the 600 pixel. Okay, this will be the 600 pixel. Okay, if you place the image in the 600 pixel, okay, the image will occupy between the 600 pixel to 800 pixel, because it is around the 200 pixel, no? So the image will occupy the place between 600 to 800. Okay, so is 600 to 800 is your center of the page? No, exactly no. Okay, if you want to place the image which is the 200 pixel size, okay, you want to place it in the middle, you have to place at the 500 and 700. Okay, if you place at the 500, and on the left side you will have the 500 gap, on the right side you will have the 500 gap, because 700 to 1200 is 500, and 0 to 500 is 500. So you will place the image exactly at the center point. Okay, if you want to place this image exactly at the center point, okay, you have to place the image at the 500 pixel. Okay, so which side I have to give the space, so we are moving the right side of the screen, so I mean, which side I have to give the spaces, which margin I have to use? So here you can see. So actually image is here, so I want to increase the space I mean space between the image and the side of the screen. This is the side of the screen. Okay, this is the image. I want to increase the space between the size of the image. Sorry, between the image and the side of the web page. So how to do that? By using the margin only. Okay, which margin we have? Which margin we
Left.
have to use? Obviously, the left margin we have to use. Okay, if you use the left margin, the image will scroll to the right. Array, yaar, what happened to this? Okay, give me a moment. I think I decrease the size. Okay. Okay, this is the image. Okay, so we have to move to the right. Okay, if you want to move this element to the right, you have to give the space on the left side. Okay, so please remember this phenomena. This is what we have to do exactly with the margins. Okay, now by using the margins, okay, I want to do something, guys. And here in the index.html, I want to open some other page. Okay, here I open contact. I want to open contact page. Contact. Okay, remove the style.css. Which is the one. Okay, I want to write the CSS in the internal CSS. Okay, now let's open the contact space. Generally this is the contact details. Okay, now we have the contact details, right? We have the contact details. Now I want to place this contact details at exactly at the center point of the screen. How to do that? Okay, which margin I have to use, ma? Contact details is in h2. Okay, and I will add some class name to the h2. Class name my h2. Okay, so I want to apply styles to my h2. My h2. Okay, so as of now I want to check whether it is applying perfectly or not. Okay, red again. Okay, it is applying. Okay, character is okay. Now I want to place these contact details at the end, at the middle of the screen. So how to do that? Which margin we have to use? Obviously margin left. Very good. And what is the value I can use? Okay, so it is around 100 pixel. Let me try with 500 or 600 pixel. It will move to the 600 pixel. Is this in the center point? No, not exactly. Okay, so here we have to alter this. Okay, let me write at 500. Okay, still it is not the center point. Okay, let's make it as a 450. Okay, so exactly over it can be the center of the screen. Okay, so we placed this contact details at 450 pixel. Okay, this is how you have to give the space. Okay, you are moving the element to the right side, that's why you are giving the space on the left side, isn't it? Now I want to display this contact details here. Okay, here in the cursor you can see. Okay, at that point I want to display the contact details. How to do that? You can see the cursor, no?
From up, sir.
Margin top. Up means top. Okay, so here we can use the margin top to down the element. If you want to decrease the space between the top side and element, you have to use the margin top. Okay, we can use somewhere around 100 or 150. Okay, like this. Okay, you can make it as 150. Let's try with 150. Yes, exactly. Okay, so now you want to move to the left side. Okay, so here I want to see the element. So what to do? Okay, I want to display the contact details here. What to do now?
Margin from right.
Again, I'm giving the chance.
Or you can less the margin from left.
Exactly. Very good. Okay, if you want to move the one element to the right side of the screen, you can use the margin left. Okay, and if you want to move the one element to the left side, okay, you can decrease the element of margin left. Na? Here we used 450 pixel, so you can use 250. Okay, you can decrease the space. Now it will come to the point. Yes, exactly 250. Okay, so if you want to move one element to the right side, you have to increase the margin left. If you want to move one element to the left side, you have to decrease the margin left. Okay, if you want to move one element to the bottom of the screen, you have to use the what? If you want to move one element to the down, what we
Oh,
have to do? Margin bottom. Margin bottom. Sorry, margin top. Sorry. Okay, if you want to move one element to the bottom, you have to use margin top. Okay, if you want to move one element to the top of the screen, what we have to do? We can decrease
use
the,
bottom or decrease the size of bottom? Top.
yeah, we can decrease the margin top. Okay, so here by using margin left and margin top, you can do all the things. Okay, by using the margin left and margin top, you can do all the things. Okay, now I am giving you one task. Okay, so I have designed one website for one college. I hope I can, I think I have this. Let me search for SPW. Okay, so this is the one website that I have designed for one college. Okay, so here you can see. So we have the one traditional header, traditional heading. It is one logo is there, one text is there, and another logo is also there. Okay, I have designed this particular thing. Okay, now by using the margins, we can do this kind of headings. Okay, shall we do this now? Shall we do this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can do this. So here we have the complete Java training by Bhaskaracharya. No, so I want to have Java logo on one hand and JavaScript logo on another hand. Okay, or Angular logo we can use. Mm, Spring logo, I can use Spring logo PNG. Okay, guys, 1 minute. Nana, sound again. Okay, so it is a vector one. Okay, we can use it. Spring. Okay, I want to have Angular logo also. Angular logo PNG. Okay, I have two SVGs. Okay, now I want to display on my screen. Okay, let me go through index.html. So here in the header, okay, I want to display two images. Image src equal to, okay, spring.svg. Okay, here also img src. Okay, what is this? Angular.svg. But these are the two images that I have. Okay, now just refresh the page. Let's see how it is. Why it is not displaying? Oh, sorry. It is contact page, no? Yes. Here we have to display. But still we are unable to display this. Why? No, why? Spring.svg. Oh, okay. I think so. I have not downloaded in a perfect location. That's why it is displaying some issues for us. Okay, we have to mention these two. Okay, in HTML folder. These two things must be placed inside of a HTML folder, as I told you. Okay, code and images must be in one place. Now just refresh the code. Yes. Oh, we have the Spring tool suite and complete Java training. And now we have the Angular, okay, which is very, very large. So we can decrease the size of the logos. Okay. So make it as height equal to 100, width equal to 100. Okay. So this is one logo, and I want to use the same size for the Angular also. Okay, this one. Now the main task is, okay, we want to display this kind of index, right? This kind of header, right? So okay, here the I mean complete Java training can be go upper. Okay, this one should appear here and this one should appear here, right? Now we have to align all the elements at the middle of the screen, guys. This is our task. Okay, to do that, mm, I can create class names. A class image one. Okay, and here we have my h1. Okay, that's okay. Class my h1. Sorry, image two, and remove the align center also. Okay, this is the exact position of the elements. Okay, this is the exact position of elements, and as of now better to remove these things. Okay, by Bhaskaracharya we can add these things later. Complete Java training. Okay, so I want to display this and I mean spring icon here on the screen. Complete Java should appear here. Angular should appear after complete Java training. Okay, this is our task. Let's make it as a 100. Okay, okay, this one. Now we have to add the different style, guys. Okay, we have to move this image here, right? We have to move this image to here. Okay, so which image we have to use? Image one. Okay, we have to work with image one as of now. Dot img1. Okay, img1. So here, okay. So what type of align? I mean margin I have to use what to move to this place?
Left.
Yes, obviously. Margin left. Okay, I can move to 300 or 200 pixel. Okay, let's make it 250. Okay, perfect. Now we have the task is we have to place this complete Java training here. Okay, actually we can move 150 because I think complete Java training is in heavy one. There is my H1. Okay, this is the H1 that I have. I can place this thing for our convenience. Here I can place this thing. Okay, so I can decrease the size. Letter spacing I can decrease like 2. Okay, okay, now it's okay. Now I want to place complete Java training here. After spring icon, I want to place complete Java training. Guys, are you getting my points? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Only Rahul is there. What about others? Are you there, guys? The remaining
Yes,
people.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we want to work with my H1, right? We have to place my H1 here on the screen. How to do that? Again, we have to use margin left, right?
Margin left.
Left. Okay, so we can make it as a actually image one is there at 150. Okay, and the size of the image is 100. That means 250, up to 250 image is there. So we can make it as a 280. We can place it at 280. Now you can see. Okay, from 280 we are displaying the image. Now you can, okay, we have to move this one to the up, right? So which now what we have to do? Which type
Margin
of
bottom we
margin?
use.
No, actually we have to use margin bottom. But actually in our case, margin bottom is not fixed here. Okay, we can add any type of content now. Okay, if you add more content, okay, this bottom size will decrease. I mean increase, sorry. So this is the bottom as of now. But if I add more content, bottom size will be increased for sure. That's why bottom margin, I mean bottom margin. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Generally bottom margin and right margin are not fixed. Okay, so if you increase the content, okay, the margin right will increase for sure. If you increase the content in the down, okay, the margin bottom size also will increase, but the top margin and left margin will be fixed, right? So here we can use the margin top, but we have to decrease the value. We don't have any margin top now. How to decrease the value? So you can make it as a negative. Okay, margin top. Okay, you can mention negative value minus 50 pixel. Okay, if you place the 50 pixel, I mean positive value, it will move to the down. But if you use the negative value, it will come up. No, it will come to the top. See, okay, it is going up now, and we have to make it 80 or something. Make it as 80. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, it is, so I mean, at the best place. Now we have to change the angular icon as well. Okay, how to change the angular icon? Okay, angular icon as one class called img2. Okay, so for angular icon I also we have to add the margins. Margin, which margin? Margin left. Okay, so here it is almost 600, I mean 800 or 900 now. So I can write this as a 850. Okay, perfect. We can mention 800 also, 820 or 830 also fine. Okay, now we have to move upward, right? So to do that, we have to use the again margin top. Okay, minus 50 pixel again. No, minus 100, make it as 100. Yes, fixed, no? Or we can use minus 110 also. Okay, more perfect. And we have the space now. We have the extra space. Decrease the extra space by mentioning margin. Go to 810. 810. Yeah, it's perfect now. So this is the complete Java training program where you have Angular and Springboard. Okay, we got the perfect header, isn't it? Okay, which also very similar to this. And you can decrease the size of the, if you want to decrease the size, you can decrease the size of the logos. And see, now we have one professional kind of website, isn't it? We have the cool background, we have the text and the heading, and we have the mini navigation also. Okay, guys, is this okay for everyone?
Yes, sir.
How many of you got this? Can you create this particular header for me? You have to create these kind of website. Can you create it? How many of you can create this? I don't give any code. Without any code and reference, you have to create it. Okay, 4 people. But what about others? We have 20. I think we have 19 people. What about others? Divya, Priya, Rupa, Astosh. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, so today's task is you have to complete the this kind of website, this kind of header, okay, and send me the screenshots. Okay, no need of code. Okay, no need of code. I want to see the screenshot. Okay, so please share the screenshot in the group. Okay, if you push the code in the GitHub, it is a great, but at the end of the day, I can't, okay, download your code. I can't see the output. No, so better to send me the screenshots in the group. Okay, screenshot of your output I want to see. Guys, is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
And can I continue the session? Can I
Yes,
continue?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts, Ganesha?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Continuation, sir.
now we can discuss the padding property. Okay, the important padding property. So as I told you, okay, padding is the distance between what? What is the
Border
padding?
and the content.
Border and the content. Okay, so to display the border in CSS, first of all, before learning the padding part, we have to learn the padding, I mean border. Okay, we have to learn the border styles, how to add the styles for the border and all. Okay, so if you want to add the borders, no, you have to work with four different I mean four properties, I think so, I'm not sure. Okay, I have to type it. So uh, I want to display a border to this text. Okay, so we have one paragraph named as first class. Okay, to the first class, I want to display the border. Okay, to display the border, we have border color. First of all, we have to mention border color. Okay, red, red color border. I want border size. I think so. Size. Where is the size of the border, man? Size, yeah, border size 2 pixel. Okay, 2 pixel is the length, I mean width, sorry. Border style also we can mention, border style. Okay, border style can be um, dotted or okay, we have so many styles, I will tell you, but as of now I want to see normal border. Okay, border 2 pixels, solid we can mention, solid. Solid is the basic thing. Okay, now let's check. Okay, we got the element. Okay, if you increase the size, no, it will increase the size. Now, I think border size, not the property. Border itha. Oh no, no. Border width, border style, border size, only the property, I think so. But I forgot. Mm, okay, so actually I forgot to use the border, border size attribute. No, we can do shorthand, we can have the shorthand property. Okay, we are using the 3 lines, we can use the 1 line to write the border only. Now you can get the value border. Okay, 2 pixel length, solid color, I mean solid is the type and red is the color. Okay, so this one we got. Okay, if you increase the size here, border 20 pixels, so and so, now the length will increase. Okay, as of now I want to have only 2 pixel, and we can have double. Okay, double as well. Now you can see the double. Okay, so if you want to see the double value, you can have some large index. Okay, now you can see, okay, we have the double margin, na? So double margin. Now the space between the border and content. Okay, now the space between the border and content is very low. Okay, so here I want to do something. Okay, so I want to increase the space between the border and text. Okay, which side you want to have the space? Okay, on the left side, on the right side, and which side you want to have the space? Okay, I want to have the space on the left side, so that's why I'm giving padding left 50 pixel. Now you can have the space. Okay, you are having the space on the left side. Okay, you're adding. Okay, if you want to give the space on the top, you can give the space on the top as well, 50 pixel. Okay, now I want to give the space on the right side as well, padding right 50 pixel again. Okay, and in the down also, in the bottom also, I want to give the space 50 pixel. Now you can see the space between the content and border. Okay, now actually we are mentioning 4 different properties. You can mention only one property by mentioning the just padding value, padding 50 pixel. Okay, if you mention the padding, just padding 50 pixel, it will add the same value for all the 4 sides. Okay, let's make it as a 20. Okay, so as I said, padding is the internal size, internal space of any element, and margin is the outer space of any element. Okay, okay, this is the inner space of the element. Okay, so this is how you need to work. Okay, now if you want to have curved borders, no, if you want to have curved borders, okay, now you can mention the border radius. Border as in radius. Border radius 50 pixel. Now you can see you will have a curved border, curved edges. Okay, so this is how you have to mention ma. Okay, guys, is this clear for everyone? So now it looks some good na, border with padding and border radius and everything. Okay, if you want to increase the size of the padding, you can increase it to 80. Sorry, increase the value to 50. Now this looks more cool, isn't it? This is the padding. The padding means the space around the border and text. Border and content. If I remove the padding here, you can see how it can look. Okay, so without padding, it is looking like this. Is it good to see? Is it a good to interact with the people? No, you have to give the spaces. Space is very mandatory. Now it looks somewhat great. Okay, so this is the importance of padding. Padding is the space between the border and text. Okay, guys, is it okay? Border and padding. Got it? Guys, how many of you got this? Is that okay? Padding. Padding is the space between the border and content.
Yes, sir, got it.
What about others? Guys, everyone, any doubt, any
Yes, sir.
confusion here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I'm giving another task. Okay. Actually, I want to have the table. Guys, do you have a table with us? I think we do have a table. In which code we have the table? I forgot now. I think students. Yeah,
No.
we have students. Okay. So here, actually, we applied these styles, okay, these borders with the HTML, no? So I want to, have the styles with CSS, not with the HTML. Let's open student. Okay, so here we have the border and cell padding and everything. Now by using the CSS, you have to customize your table, guys. Okay, by using the CSS, you have to customize the table. Okay, because in HTML you are not allowed to write the styles, right? So by using the CSS, you have to customize your table. So tell me how to customize this table. Anyone? So I want to have the perfect borders. Okay, so how to write the perfect borders? How to get the perfect borders to the table? To
Make a
which
class
class?
of a table
Hmm.
in CSS.
And we have the table, only one table, no? So let's write it in a tag name selector only. Use the tag name selector only. Okay. So I'm creating internal CSS for your reference. Okay. You have to add the borders to the your table. So how to do that? Let's do. Okay. To which class? I mean, to which tag we have to write the border and all? Tell me. To which tag? Table, tr, td, th, something like that.
Table
To
tag, sir.
table tag. Okay. In the table tag, what I have to do?
To border
Pixel solid black I can assign. Okay. Is that enough?
yes, sir.
Okay. We got the element, but not for everything. This is not the table. I want to have the perfect table, no?
TH, sir. Table header.
Okay, table header also. So I can write th here. Okay, multiple selectors at same point. Hmm. So we need to see perfect header. I mean
Table data,
perfect
sir.
table. Hmm. To which? Tell me. To which persons we have to assign the border?
TR.
Okay. Instead of th, I want to write tr. You're saying. Oh, do that?
Yes.
No, there is no here. Nothing assigned. So shall I check with TD? Yes, you have to go through the TD. If you have a TD, okay, it would like this. Okay, you can mention TH as well. Now it will look like this. Okay, somewhere it is look like a table, but actually it is not a table, right? So here we can give some spaces. Okay, padding for everything. Okay, padding for everything around 5 pixel. Now you can see. Okay, around 4 padding 10 pixel. Okay, space is increased. Now you can see multiple lines are there na. Okay, multiple lines are there. Okay, so I don't want to see these multiple lines, multiple borders. Okay, I want to have only perfect borders. Okay, so to do that you have to use one property to the table separately, or let me try internally. Okay, we have border collapse option ma. Border collapse. Okay, it will remove all the extra lines from the table. Now you can see, okay, it removed all the extra lines to the table, and you can increase the space now 15 pixel. Now it's looking like perfect table, isn't it? 20 pixel. Okay, now it is a perfect table. Okay, we have to use the new property called border hyphen collapse to remove the extra lines that included in the table tag. Okay,
Yes, sir.
guys, got it? You have to apply tables for everyone. I mean, you have to apply borders for everyone. So if I added the content, here it is, table td th. Okay, so this is the table. Sorry, this is the table. Okay, now I want to assign, okay, color to the tr tag. Okay, so if you want to have the alternative colors, okay, sometimes in the no, I mean in the Microsoft Word you can create alternative colors to the uh, to whom, to create alternative colors to the I can say table rows na. So to do that we have, I mean this is the, okay, actually this is the pseudo classes guys. I'm saying that nth child even, okay, even number of rows can have one background color, odd number of rows can have another background color. Okay, I can do that, gray color. Okay, so now you can see we have, okay, actually I can assign light gray. It is dark gray. We can assign lighter gray, light gray. Okay, now you can see alternative colors. Okay, we had a, okay, colors for alternative ones. Okay, so if you assign odd and child odd, okay, it will look like this. Nth child odd for means, okay, 0 is the odd one, 3 is the, I mean, and this one. Okay, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5, right? So what is the numbers? 1 3 5 is the odd numbers, so it assigned color to the odd numbers, odd number of rows. Okay, so like this you can do. And even number of 2, even number of rows I want to assign, okay, some yellow. Okay, actually, yellow is worst one, but we can use it. Okay, we can add alternative colors to the table by using, okay, pseudo classes, nth child even, nth child odd. Okay, And also we have so many pseudo classes as well. Okay, for example, we have the paragraph here. Na? We have the life. L is the, I mean, we can say we have the H1, right? We have the H1. So I want to, okay, add some different styles to the H1. Okay, so here, Bhaskar CSS, H1, first letter. Okay, so in the H1, the first letter, to the first letter, I am assigning some styles. Okay, so how it is displaying, I don't know. Okay, so see, okay, text transform. Okay, something like, uppercase. Okay, text color blue. Okay, and font size also I can increase font size 40 pixel basically. Now you can see the C is looking like this. Okay, in the entire H1, I want to add some styles to the first letter of the H1. So I am doing this. Okay, like this, you can add the styles. Okay, so you can add more styles by using the pseudo classes and pseudo characters. Okay, so yeah, all these things are cool things. And in the paragraph, you if you want to add some styles to the paragraph, okay, so you can add to. Okay, even if you are writing a new H1 here, H1 Bhaskara, okay, those styles will applicable. Oh, sorry. Now see, okay, C and Bhaskara is looking like similar because both are H1 and I assigned, okay, some styles to the first letter of H1. That's why both are looking similar. Okay, so this is how you have to use the pseudo classes and pseudo properties and all. Okay, if I have, okay, if you mention two columns, that is a pseudo element. If you mention only one column, that is a pseudo class. That is pseudo class. Okay, here I mentioned only one column, no, so that means it is a pseudo class. If I mentioned two columns, that means that is a pseudo element. Okay, pseudo element. Yeah, these are all the different styles and classes we can do. Okay, so CSS is very huge. Okay, so actually CSS will be having only 10 or 15 classes needed for the CSS, but okay, so you can use n number of styles by using those 10 classes. Okay, so I mean, you can learn about 50 properties of CSS. By using those 50 properties, you can create n number of styles. No, it is completely creative brain, na? So you can use anything, you can add any styles. Okay, you have to attract the people by using those properties. You can mention the color, color gradients and everything you can do. Okay, there is a lot to discuss in the CSS. Lot. It's not a small thing, it is a lot. Okay, is this okay for everyone? Try to add styles to the table. If you can, please try to add these styles to the table. And don't worry, I will upload all these things in the GitHub. You can go through the reference also.
Your attendance.
Yeah, I can add. But tell me if you are having any doubts. We can go through the doubts. Otherwise, I think I'm done.
Sir, if I want to color a particular block of a particular table, then what we do?
Particular block of
A table.
particular on a table. Then you can mention the class name to the tier. T head. Okay. So I just added the class name to the tr. Okay, if you want to assign the same
No,
color to
sir,
the
not
underline.
the entire row.
Hmm.
Not the
For
entire row,
A
but
for
a
single
particular
box.
particular block.
then you can add to the td na.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So we have the tds now. So then add the class name to the td. And there is a text decoration as well. Okay, if you want to add the underline to the headings. Okay, so you want to add the underline to the complete Java training. Okay, so you can add the text decoration as well. Text decoration underline. Okay, and I think we have style. We can specify the tiles also. I think so. Let me check. Don't know about this, but I'm trying. I don't know this, but I'm trying somewhat. No. Okay, we only have text decoration. Okay, underline. You can mention this. Okay, you will get the underlines. Basically, here you can see. Array, you ordered it wrong. Okay, so here we have the underlines for the anchor tag. No, to remove the underlines for the anchor tag, okay, you can use text decoration none. Text decoration none. Okay, now the underlines will remove. See, okay, if you want to display lines in the upper, no, we have upper line as well. Sorry, not upper line, it is over line, I think so. Over line, yes, over line. Not upper line, it is over line. Yeah, over line. That means you will get the things on the above. And you will have one thing also, line throw. Line throw, I don't know spelling. Line throw, I think so. You will get crossed content. Yes, line throw. Okay, you can strike it. Okay, so these are the properties of text decoration as well. Okay. And I can add text decoration to the font properties. Decoration. Okay guys, so you can work with the text decoration as well. Now, so if you want to learn about CSS, I'll suggest you one website. So CSS doc, I mean, sorry, MDN CSS. Okay, search for MDN CSS reference in the Google, and you will have MDN documentation for the CSS. Okay, so this is the MDN documentation for the CSS. You will have everything. Okay, CSS. Selectors, you can see. You can click on the selectors, attribute selectors. Okay, class selectors. There are a lot of content you can see. Okay, this MDN documentation for HTML, MDN documentation for CSS, MDN documentation for JavaScript, the best on the planet. Okay, here you can see. Okay, you will have I mean, you can you can learn about CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and web APIs here. Okay, so better to go through this documentation only. And strictly, I'm saying that don't go through W3 schools. That is one of the worst website that I ever see. Okay, so if you want to learn CSS perfectly, don't go through the W3 schools. Okay, so when I assign some task to some students, they definitely go to the W3 schools and they are trying to copy the code from the W3 schools. So why I'm saying W3 schools is a worst, because okay, so if we have a one content, okay, if you want to see one content. Okay, so this particular MDN documentation will explain the content in 3 or 4 paragraphs. Okay, but those W3 guys will explain the content in a single line. Don't explain clearly. They just explain the outlines, but we have to, as a beginner, we have to learn the complete content. Okay, so that's why I am suggesting MDN documentation for HTML, MDN documentation for CSS, MDN documentation for JavaScript. These three documentations are the best on the planet. Okay, I learn JavaScript, HTML, CSS only these documentations. Okay, so you can learn about the HTML documentation also. Okay, so you can learn everything in the HTML. Okay, this is the proper documentation. Input types, you can see global attributes, you can see tables, HTML tables. You can have so many things here. Yeah. Okay, so MDN documentations are the best on the planet. So please go through those only. Don't go through W3 schools or Java T Point or tutorials point, those kind of websites. Please go through documentation only. Okay, and still if you are having any error, okay, please do message or do call me. I will explain you, I'll try to explain you. And here I'll upload this content in GitHub. Sorry. CSS there. Okay, git push -f origin master. Actually, I mean, so I covered the main, I mean, 40% of the CSS, no? So I will actually in the normal days, okay, in the normal classes, I will complete these things in 1 week. Okay, I told you, okay, 1 week of syllabus in just 3 hours. See, so you have to work hard. I don't have my water is done. HTML for batch 1 updated 26 seconds ago. I think you will have this link. And if you are confused to use the colors, I mean, so if you are looking for better comparison for the colors and all, okay, you can have the one website called HTML color palettes, I think so. Color palette. No, HTML color codes is the one of the best websites for color palette, but I forgot one website. But I think I have this in my somewhere. I have saved this. Let me check. In the resources, I think I have front end resource. These are the front end resource, guys. You can have so many things in the front end resource. Font also, animate, free images. No, here also don't have. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Color Hunt. Color Hunt. Color Hunt is the one website where you can get the color palettes. Matching. Okay, you can match the matching colors. Okay, see. Okay, you can use the background color this, and you can use the font color like this. Okay, so you can get the matching palettes here. Okay, if you want to use this color, you can copy the code and here you can paste it. Somewhere here you can paste the color and you can add the hash. Okay, now open the bash color, set those values. Now you can see same value we got. Okay, if you want to use this one, okay, you can place with this one. color codes. Those are color codes. Okay. And tomorrow I'll explain why we are using F7, A4, A4. What is the meaning of FEB? What is the meaning of these codes? I will explain. Okay. I mean, and I'll explain now only if you want. అవునా సుతపల్లి రామకృష్ణ.
Sir, tomorrow we will continue with CSS or we start Angular.
Sorry. Yes, Priyanshu are asking something.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Sir, I want to know tomorrow we will continue with CSS or we will start Angular.
No, we'll start Angular. We can discuss the remaining things in the Angular part only because we are getting late.
Okay, sir.
Because these are the basic things that you need to create the Angular project. That's why I briefed you all this.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Hmm.
So, sir, first we learn JavaScript or directly Angular.
Directly Angular.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Because if you want to cover the JavaScript, it will take around 7 days minimum 7 days. If we have daily 3 hours, okay, we can complete it by 7 days. It is huge. So that's why I don't want to go all these things because we are running out of time and my last working day also coming very close now. So that's why I want to complete the Angular before my last working day as per my promise to you. I will complete.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, at least I mean I'll try to complete the project as well. But if you are not complete the project, no, at least we can try to complete the concept. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys, please go through all these things. Hmm? And take care. Take care. If you are planning for any trips, any trips with car or a bike, please take some extra, extra people or extra drivers. If you have a car, if you are going through car, okay, please take some extra people who knows the driving. Okay, so don't depend upon only one driver while going the trip. Actually yesterday, okay, I mean 6 people from my town, okay, goes for, so I mean the trip with their cars. Okay, unexpectedly they met with an accident. Okay, so airbags didn't open. 3 members